What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Commander Deck Tech video. I like to go over this deck by Galea13 over on moxfield.com. Go check them out. This is their deck. I will have it linked in the description below. Galea, Kindler of Hope. So I decided to go over this deck because it has some very cool top deck manipulation, and it takes advantage of one really powerful card. If you're able to make sure what the top card of your library is, you can really hurt your opponents with this one card. But first, let's go over Galea. This is one of the newer commanders from the Commander Precon decks for Adventures in the Forgotten Realm, or whatever that set's called. 4 mana in Bant colors, this Elf Knight has Vigilance. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast aura and equipment spells from the top of your library. When you cast an equipment spell this way, it gains. When this equipment enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. This commander is insane for equipment in aura decks because it speeds them up. Not having to pay that equip cost is really beneficial. So let's go over the different creatures here. We have Avacyn's Pilgrim. Good little mana dork. Here we have Birds of Paradise as well. Esper Sentinel to get some good card draw. Mana-wise, this is perfect. People have been playing Mystic Remora for a long time. Now white essentially gets their own Mystic Remora. Noble Hierarch is another mana dork. We have Leonin Shikari. You may activate equip abilities anytime you could cast an instant, which is another really good addition. Pure Steel Paladin got reprinted in this deck, so this Precon deck is actually worth picking up. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you get to draw a card. And equipments you control have equip 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Strom Senior Edificer, so you get to draw a card whenever you play an aura or an equipment. And Stoneforge Mystic, so you get to straight up tutor an equipment card. And then we have Ardenn Intrepid Archaeologist. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of auras and equipments you control to target permanent or player, which again helps us to bypass that equip cost, making it so much easier to attack with the creature we want to attack with. Cold Eye Selkie, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you draw that many cards. So if we want to quickly just attack a player, get some card draw back, fill our hands up, that's exactly what we want to do here. Glenn, the Voice of Calm. I know how people feel about The Walking Dead, that Secret Lair set, but this is still a good card for the deck. Has Skulk, so it can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. When it deals combat damage to a player, you draw cards equal to his power. And we have Shimmermere to also benefit off of speeding the stack up. So we get to cast the top card of our library if it's an equipment. With our commander, this gives it flash. That's pretty cool. And we have Sigarda, Host of Herons, which always seems to be a decent card if you're playing more of an equipment strategy. Flying in solo with a creature, it means that you're not going to really be hurt by Grave Pact. We have Stonehewer Giant, another equipment tutor. Puts it straight onto the battlefield, and we get to attach it to a creature we control. Got our sorceries here. We have Ponder, Preordained for some card draw. Steel Shaper's Gift, another equipment tutor. We have Farseek to get the lands that we need. Nature's Lore to get a land. Rampant Growth to get a land. We have 3 Visits to get a land. We have Cultivate to get a land. Get one to our hand as well. And we have Wrath of God as a board wipe. Instants, got 12 of them here. We have Brainstorm, get some more card draw. Also manipulate the top card of our deck, that's a cool benefit. We have Enlightened Tutor to also do the same thing. We get to tutor up an equipment or an enchantment in aura and put it right on the top of our library. Got Nature's Claim to remove an artifact or an enchantment. We have Swan Song to counter, Swords to Plowshares to remove a creature, Cyclonic Rift to bounce everything, Heroic Intervention to protect our board, Mana Drain to counter and give us some mana, and Diviner's Portent. We pay X and 3 blue, instant speed, roll a d20 and add the number of cards in your hand. If you get 1 through 14, you draw X cards. If you get 15 and over, you scry X and then draw X cards. Generous Gift for more removal, Hunter's Insight, just to draw more cards if we have a creature deal combat damage to a player or planeswalker. Also a way to benefit off of our bigger creatures, pretty much allowing us to refill our hand. Teferi's Protection to also protect our board, kind of like Heroic Intervention. And then we have artifacts. We got Mox Opal for some easy mana, Basilisk Collar for Death Touch and Lifelink, Bloodforged Battle Axe, give us some more equipments. Each time we attack with a creature that has this equipped to it, we get a copy of Bloodforged Battle Axe. We have Colossus Hammer to give +10/+10. If we can get around the equip cost, this card's even better. We have Commander's Plate. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has protection from each color that's not in your commander's color identity. So that's black and red. We have Sensei's Defining Top, a staple. If we have any kind of top deck manipulation in here, this is a must. Shadow Spear, Trample, Lifelink, permanents your opponent's control, lose hexproof and indestructible if you pay that 1 mana. Soul Ring to get some quick mana, Arcane Signet, Black Blade Reforged, kind of like Colossus Hammer, we can give a ton of power and toughness to a single creature, make it easier to deal commander damage too. Robe of Stars is another new card. Equipped creature gets +3 toughness, has astral projection, you can pay 2 mana, equipped creature phases out. We have Scroll Rack here for some more top deck manipulation. We have Swiftfoot Boots for hexproof, Dark Steel Plate for indestructible, Fire Shrieker for double strike, Holy Avenger, also double strike. Whenever an equipped creature deals combat damage, you may put an aura card from your hand onto the battlefield attached to it. So that's pretty cool because you get the trigger off the first strike damage, and then after that you get to have the aura equipped to the creature and then deal that normal combat damage. We have Sword of Feast and Famine, so we get to untap our lands. Also gives protection from black and green. Sword of Fire and Ice gives protection from red and blue. Also offers us some card draw, and we get to deal 2 damage to any target. Sword of Light and Shadow, protection from white and black. We gain 3 life, and we may return up to 1 target creature card from our graveyard to our hand. Argentum Armor, when it attacks, we destroy target permanent. Also gives +6/+6. And we have the newer card Cauldra Compliate from Modern Horizons 2. Living Weapon, indestructible. Equipped creature gets +5/+5 and has First Strike, Trample, Indestructible Haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a creature, exile that creature. Devastating. The equip cost is 7, so you're going to want a way to cheat it into play. We have our enchantments, so we have Aqueous Form. The enchanted creature can't be blocked, and whenever it attacks, you scry 1 Sigarda's Aid. You may cast aura and equipment spells as though they had flash, and whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to target creature you control. And this is the card that you want all the top deck manipulation for, Counterbalance. Whenever an opponent plays a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, counter that spell if it has the same converted mana cost as the revealed card. So you have things like Sensei's Defining Top, and you're already able to look at the top card of your library, which means you essentially have a free counterspell. If you can make sure you know what the top card is, that is really beneficial. Staggering Insight, the enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has lifelink, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. We have Sylvan Library for more card draw, Battle Mastery to give a creature double strike, Rhystic Study and Greater Good for easy card draw, and Mantle of the Ancients. When it enters the battlefield, return any number of target aura and equipment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to the enchanted creature. The enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it, so that could be a game ender, depending on at what point in the game you're at. And then our lands, it's, basic mana fixing for these 3 different colors. You do get Buried Ruins, so you have a way to get equipments back to your hand. We also have Urza's Saga down here, so when you're at the 3rd lore counter, you can search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1. Scavenger Grounds to also deal with graveyards. But anyway, let me know what you think about this commander deck here with Galea, Kindler of Hope. I think this is going to be a very powerful equipment commander deck for years to come. Just having that benefit of looking at the top card of your library, making it easier to get around those equip costs. This was already a pretty strong strategy for Commander, it just got stronger. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Links will be in the description below. Void here signing off, I will see you next time.